Hey everyone, welcome to our tea break for episode 5. I'm Davita, who plays Hava, and I will be hosting this week's tea break as Jesse, our wonderful and benevolent GM, has just had a baby girl and is very busy with this new kid and taking care of her and stuff. So he's not going to be hosting this tea time this week, but he is sneakily he's recording it, so he may be in the background. So we're gonna be nice and say nice things about him because he's this, but he's all blocked out and nothing. So anyway, but yeah, so I just wanted to let you know about our last release was a little bit late, so sorry about that, guys. Just with Jesse's new baby and stuff, it was hard for him to post things on time and just editing and stuff like that. So we'll try and get the new videos posted on time every other week on Thursdays. So just keep an eye out. We've got Luke with us again today. He's still not in this episode, but will possibly be in next episode with his new character, so he'll be joining us today. And then we got Sam, and then Lee may be joining us a little bit later. He's got a busy week, so if he can jump in, he will join us. And then so how has everyone's week been?
Good. And I just want to start off by saying, in clarification, I am not the cyclist that I've been credited as in the previous tea break.
The cyclist?
So there's I believe an Olympic cyclist that I've been credited as.
Oh, really?
Named.
So it's not like the mentalist or something like that.
No, a cyclist. He seems like a good dude, though.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I am not him.
All right.
That you know of, at least.
Sleep cyclist.
So what have you guys been up to? What's going on in life?
Yeah, that's a loaded question at the moment. I'm gearing up to do a leadership course next week, which turns out to be a lot more intense than I was expecting. But it's looking good, and should be a good 4 weeks. But a little bit daunted at the moment by all of the stuff that's going on. So,
Is it all going to be online then, on Zoom stuff and stuff like that?
I think because we live on a residential campus, I think they've managed to work it out. So we're in the classroom together. We'll still be socially distanced and wearing masks, I think. But I'll find out more on Monday when we turn up, I guess. But it looks like it. We have speakers who will definitely be on camera. Most of our speakers, I think, will be on camera. One of them's from New Zealand, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
And all over the place, actually. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you were able to carve out a little bit of time just to do this tea time.
Glad to be here. I'm actually going to really miss this for the next 4 weeks, because this is like little getaways from life. So yeah.
And for everyone else listening out there, we have recorded quite a few episodes that are being edited and getting ready for release, but at the moment with people's schedules, so we tried to stack up because we knew this time period would be really difficult to record. So what we're doing is we've recorded the episodes, but our tea breaks we're recording basically once a month, just to get those after every episode. Basically, is it once a month, something like that? Yeah. So how about you, Luke?
I'm doing well. I at the beginning of the month, I had 3 different campaigns I was in, and at this point, I have none. They're having a baby, which is fantastic, or getting education, which is fantastic, but it means no D&D for a month.
Yeah,
which I guess I'm fine with.
So sad. I mean, I've been missing it too. I'm just like, you and me, Luke, will start our own campaign. None of us have ever done.
I was thinking that. Yeah. all the ones that don't have a baby or getting education or improving themselves in any way.
Exactly. That's cool. Yeah, as for me, I've been doing pretty good. I started training back at Disneyland for I was doing face painting there, but now I'm since COVID and everything, whatever. But yeah, Disneyland's going to be reopening, and I'm at Alert the Brush Art. So that's the character and the characters, Disney characters that spell out your name, basically. But yeah, so I'm super excited to learn this new technique, and I've been picking it up pretty fast, and it's been pretty fun. So but yeah, I just want to get back into Disneyland. I'm so excited. I don't think I'll be able to enter though, because because of reservations and COVID and all that kind of stuff. So at least I'll be in the parks, hopefully. But yeah, training in downtown Disney today as a kind of just shadowing and stuff. So that'll be fun. But yeah, and then the other thing is that since I didn't know when I was going to restart, and I was like, I don't want to keep waiting for this. I ended up dyeing my hair purple, but Disneyland still doesn't allow people to have purple hair. So I've had to start buying some wigs so that I can wear when I'm like at Disneyland, because technically, like they said, you're not allowed to wear wigs, but I'm like, it looks natural enough, looks like regular hair, so it doesn't really matter. And I mean, it's fine. I mean, you can wear wigs if you like have like hair issues or something like that, but like I think just to change the color of your hair, I'm like, it's okay. Nobody will really care or notice, I'm sure. So anyway, I got my wig on today, so I'm getting ready for that. But yeah, so that's pretty much for me. I did finally finish the Clone Wars, which I was super excited about. I just love Ahsoka. She's like my favorite character at this point, and like and like I was totally right about why she left, and like I don't know, like and justify her her departure from the Jedi Council. But anyway,
yeah, she's the best character in Clone Wars by far. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so anyway, so let's move on into the episode. First of all, I wanted to ask Sam what you thought kind of about last time's episode, because we didn't have you here for the tea breaker last time. I wanted to see what were you thinking when you were knife shopping and just your experience with that.
All right, yeah, okay. So yeah, shopping for knives is fun. I like that. Actually, just like just the whole thing of that. I feel like Leaf gained a friend, like who's an amazing bat person, and I still really hope that they haven't diminished or been disposed of with everything that happened in Winterhold.
I know,
but
yeah,
contacts.
He was fighting. He was putting up a fight.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll encounter him again. But
yeah.
If we live long enough to encounter him again.
Exactly.
Things definitely heat up. But
yeah.
So yeah.
Then we talked about the episode, of course, last week too, but I just wanted to see what your thoughts on the episode were.
I'm really enjoying the whole campaign actually as Sam. Like, just like I said, this is being a very welcome break from everyday life anyway. But so being able to play Leaf is a character I've never tried playing before, so it's my first time playing a rogue, and actually it just seems to fit me really well. So I'm like, maybe I should be a rogue in real life. Like, maybe I've missed my calling here. Maybe I should just go out and see shiny things and let them become mine. And now obviously I don't endorse stealing.
Is illegal.
I do not endorse stealing. I do not encourage it. But
disclaimer.
Like, but shiny things are attractive. That's why I have so many dice. Shiny. So,
shiny dice.
And it's why Firefly is probably one of my favorite TV series, because everything's shiny.
Which TV show?
Firefly.
Oh,
good old classic Firefly.
Oh yeah. Is that the Space Cowboy one, or
yes?
Is that okay?
Yeah, and if you've seen Castle, it's Nathan Fillion.
Fillion.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw him in was Captain Hammer.
Okay, I've not seen that.
Okay. You should go on YouTube and watch it. It's a short, I think it's on YouTube. It's like a 20, maybe a 30-minute show or something. Maybe it's longer than that. Maybe it's like full-length movie. Not full-length movie, but I don't know where you find it. I think it's probably on YouTube. But yeah, it's got Neil Patrick Harris and Nathan Fillion. And it's a Megamind type story where
is this the sing-along?
Yes, it's a musical.
I'm gonna have to check this out.
And It's so good. I actually have the music on my phone. I bought the soundtrack for it. But yeah, Neil Patrick Harris plays the bad guy, and he's like wants to be good. It's like have you seen Megamind? Yeah, where it's like the bad guy is like trying to be good, but he's really bad at being good. Or no, he's really bad at being bad. There we go. Yeah, he's really bad at being bad, and the good guy is kind of like a jerk, and and that's Captain Hammer, who's played by Nathan Fillion, and it's really epic. So you need to go and watch that. Everyone else too, go look up Doctor. Sorry, it's called Doctor Horrible's Sing Along. Dr. Horrible's Sing Along something. Yeah. So go look it up
right now.
Sorry, I am so late. I apologize.
Hey, no worries. We're just sharing a little. We shared a little bit of like what's going on and stuff right now, and then started. I wanted, since Sam wasn't here last week, he's sharing a little bit about his shopping experience from last week and stuff. So,
find that knife.
Find the knife and stuff.
Which means Leaf cannot die because he wants to keep that knife.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if you die, but
the knife?
Somebody else can like retrieve the knife and like.
It's my knife.
like maybe Hobbit can have it.
No, Leaf is taking it with me. Like if Leaf dies, that knife goes with him. It's soul bound out.
Oh man!
I was going to say, does it materialize with him then? Is that how we're going with? You're just going to materialize
will just become a ghost with that knife.
They're like Rumpelstiltskin rules, where like whoever kills you gets to keep the knife.
Yeah,
only if they get to keep the leaf too.
It changes shape to whatever their name is.
No, I don't think I could play somebody who killed Leaf. I don't think I have that in me.
Oh, easy enough. You just name them Texas, and boom, they're dead already.
Canadians.
Red shirts.
Canadians. Yeah, red shirts. Love it.
All right. So Lee, how's your week been? How's life with you right now?
I've been busy. Like, it's been really interesting. My new job is very challenging. It's a challenge that I'm really excited about doing. But obviously when you start something new, you need to kind of get into a whole regiment and routine of things, which I'm still trying to get used to. It's a new challenge, which I absolutely love. So for me, it's been quite a new learning curve for me, but it's also been a bit of a blessing because I've been nonstop editing, doing stuff for me in my personal time. And I'm enjoying editing these casts as soon as Jess gives them to me, because he's kind of just like work your magic and have some fun with it. And the fun new one where obviously this is a cast where a lot of people will eventually hear it, but I'm just saying, there's a few themes now that are basically staples to this series now, which I'm really excited about. And I think there's going to be some more coming as well, which is really, really cool. But I'm just more excited about seeing where our party will end up, because obviously where we are now is obviously we've recorded a few more episodes ahead to what our viewers are listening to now. But I think you guys are really going to have something special coming, which I think will make everyone laugh, make everyone cry, make everyone kind of cheer. We all have our moments, which is great. And it's been a bit of a cool thing to do. And I know Jess has always been championing me to just do stuff for him. So it's been a bit of a cool ride for me. So it's good fun.
Yeah, well, glad you could join us. Really appreciate all the editing and stuff. It sounds really great. And this last episode, I wanted to, I liked Hava's new music. Sounded pretty cool.
The theme is dope. It is. The theme is fun.
Although
there's obviously a character
Hava
coming.
Sounded pretty scary though with that barking, but okay.
Well, I'm just saying, you went into a rage. This is not what you do, so you had to go a bit out.
Yeah, I know, right? No, it fit. It worked really well. And Uber's new theme was really nice too. I like that.
I love it. Everyone's got a theme, and obviously there's a gentleman on our cast right now has not showed up yet in a podcast, but his theme had me in stitches at one point. I was like, I can't do that. I can't do him the dirty like that. And also, I think we'll get copyright for putting some South Park songs in there. So I basically had to make something a bit special for him.
Ooh, I'm excited. That'll be our next episode. So we'll finally get to hear that one.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I will say I could go the egotistical route and be like, ooh, what's my thing? But I will say I love your songs. I was surprised when I heard that there's a specific song for when Leaf is being stealthy. And I love it.
Yes.
So does Leaf.
Yeah.
I thought I've got to. I know. I was like, I have to do something funny because I feel like when we play, there's a lot of comical value. So obviously, when something funny happens, we've got a little bit of comical music that comes in and out sometimes. But you want to feel like I was talking to Jess with the first vision idea was like make it feel cinematic, like you're listening to a radio play, but also at the same time we are just basically rolling dice and laughing at the same time. So everyone's got their own cool thing. I've not got a theme because I don't want to have a theme because I feel like it'll be like very Asian themed. So I don't know how I can make it work in a way. But like everyone else has a really cool theme, and I don't know how Jess has been playing our lovely Otterfolk, bro. I don't know with the forthcoming episodes, guys. I don't know if the viewers out there will appreciate what Jess is doing. Like, so Keith, come back as quickly as possible, please.
We need you.
Yes,
We
Keith.
need you.
Nah, we're just Jess. We're just in. Jess is doing a good job, and yeah, it's good fun. Like, the next couple of episodes are going to be really fun. Like, if you've enjoyed like fighting, like not to spoil anything, the next episode is a very dramatic one. Seeming we've just come from one place where it was very dramatic. Before it was like super relaxed, like with shopping music and a hilarious like bat themes and whatever, and go straight to like apocalyptic craziness and then fighting. But yeah, it's good fun. It's really good fun messing around and doing stuff.
Yeah. So what were you guys' favorite parts about this episode? This one that just came out.
Ooh.
Any highlights?
How brutal it is. Like
yeah.
I feel like the one thing we said was like throughout all of it, Jess has been kind of like telling us like off recording and stuff is like you can go dark, it will be dark, and you know it's going to go into a direction which we won't know, and then obviously that's like pretty much like a portal to something opened up. We can't say hell, but I would say it's like hell. But for me it's kind of interesting because now it's like cool, the reins are off. We've seen how aggressive Hava can be. So where can we go through there? So it was kind of cool seeing like Hava just completely lose it. Uber's transformation was one of the funniest things ever because I don't think any of us like saw that coming at all, which was one of the coolest things ever.
Yes.
But yeah, it was really, really cool to have like the fun moments in it where it's like we're all just innocent, like we're teaching kids how to gamble to then slitting people's throats. So I think it's hilarious.
Numbering hands and stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
I still feel like you jinxed my dice though, Lee, in that like right with that stealth check straight at the beginning, just going 1, 1, 1, and then lo and behold. So yeah.
It's true, but you haven't rolled. I don't think you've rolled that many ones since then. So I have the power of jinx. So I do not want to do that like at all ever again. But I thought it would just be really funny. Like the Mr. Stealth guy ends up just falling down a cliff, like into the water, and just
you did
stealth much.
You did pull off a casual like I meant to do that type of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know,
should have yelled cannonball.
Yeah.
Well, no, because for the one I'd probably mess that up and go ball cannon. But yeah.
Yes, I would have said that. I would have said you didn't say it correctly. You said it incorrectly.
Don't make it a thing. It'll show up. Jesse will make it a thing if we say stuff.
Yeah, no, I like the way that we kind of just mutilated the hand of the hand, and just like lots of things like that. It's just like, yeah.
Well, Jesse was the first one to do that, I think, wasn't he? He had Uber bite off his hand, and then I was like, and then what did Leaf cut off? Oh no, I think Hobbit tried to cut off the other hand, but it didn't fully detach.
Yeah, I so wanted no one said it, but looking back on it, it was like a Deadpool moment. It was like, everyone fears the T-Rex. Like, I was like laughing my head off. As soon as like, it just flops, and immediately I was like, Deadpool, right there. So good.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to go in about was just like that this was my first time having Hava go into a rage. I mean, I discussed how like she had gone into a rage before when she was in the otter village or something like that to help save some little otter children, but like personally it was my first time actually playing her in a rage and being still like a beginner with like D&D and not knowing exactly what I was doing. But yeah, so it was a big learning curve for me just to figure out how she like acts when she's in a rage or whatever. So I was just kind of like playing it by the seat of my pants, sort of just like, okay, yeah, she's gonna, well, squirrels are the mortal enemy of dogs, so she is gonna flip out, and maybe doesn't have full control of her actions because she probably wouldn't have done that, if she's not in a rage. Like she didn't attack that Carney squirrel, but she didn't like him. But I think the moment she went into that rage, she was like, this squirrel must die now. No thought as to question them or not.
No. I feel like it's really interesting because it's like all we know Hover is like the perfect distractor. Now we know she can really hold her own. It's like, how is she going to find a perfect balance? Is she going to go into like I'm going to just completely like bamboozle you with like luring you into a false sense of security, then I'm just going to split you in two with my my sword, right. It's going to be a good one, I think, going forward.
And this was the same squirrel that she tried to catch before she just tried to catch it, but when she tried to catch it, that's when I rolled that nat 1 and hit my head on the pole, hurting myself, thinking it was the squirrel's fault. And when she did that huge lightning thing and hurt Goro, I was like, now this squirrel is just my mortal enemy.
Yeah, like I think like the one thing I really wanted to do, but I was like, oh no, I've got to let Hava do something. Was I wanted to hilariously take like in that episode the fish like kebab skewer,
yes,
and then just basically throw it at her and try and impale her. But then I realized my dex is not good. I just need to punch things. So I'm the opposite of what a monk really should be, because you can use your dex or strength. So I'm like, man, if only my dex was better, I would have just tried to harpoon her. It would have been funny.
Yeah, we'll have to have some kebabbing in the future.
100%. I want you to kebab more. I want you to get a harpoon as a weapon at some point. That'd be good.
Maybe we'll go back to
like Halper's fish.
Coffee and daggers and see if they have their daggers and coffee, whichever one.
Exactly.
See if he's well, yeah. We'll see if he has any harpoons.
Yeah, is it daggers, and coffee, or is it coffee, and daggers? I got confused. I think myself.
It's just daggers, and coffee. I'm pretty sure it's what it
is. That's hilarious.
But yeah.
I think the fun thing as well for me, it's like it's kind of cool like seeing Jess come into his own as a GM as well. It's kind of really cool to see like how he seems to be evolving with things. Like we give him a hard time. Don't get us wrong. We think he is always against us, which he is. But it's cool to see him like storytell and make some stuff up on the spot and like have a really cool time telling his story and seeing how it's evolving. And I think all of us are like a little bit deep down like happy for that he's having a ton of fun with it as much as we are. So it's really cool to see that as well.
Yeah, which is what I would say is like my favorite part is that there is like it is very combat driven this episode, but there is a lot of like lore. And I was thinking, I love the story that is unfolding within this. I guess I am still like the audience at the moment. So, yeah.
Not too long.
maybe that's a teaser. Am I in the next episode?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. I forget what number we're on. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, our listeners are going to listen to this and go like, what number are we on? I don't know. Like, I don't even know myself. I think we've because we just wanted to just keep going and going and going. And so like we've got like a nice backlog of episodes to go with. But also the fact is it's just like it's really fun to look back and just talk about these. And then we know where we're at currently and like kind of it's kind of like a retrospective almost. Like it's really exciting, like to where we are now, where we are, spoilers kids, to where we were back then. It's really cool and it's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. What did you guys think of? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Leaf. Oops. I looked at your thing and I was like, Leaf.
Go ahead, Leaf. Go, sir. Yeah, Jess isn't here, so we can all talk at once. It'll be mass chaos. It's all good. It's fantastic.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I think this is the episode where, like, Leaf is starting to get a feel for combat. He hasn't really figured out his role yet, or how he's meant to be helping combat, or kind of what he's meant to be doing, except he just knows who the bad guys are and he wants to kill them. So but he hasn't really figured out how.
Sometimes he doesn't know exactly who the bad guys are, it seems. But I don't think Hobbit knows who the bad guys are. I don't really know if anyone does. Maybe maybe PJ knows who the bad guys are. Well, of course he does, because Jesse's playing him now, so
that's fair.
Yeah,
and I feel like all of us at some point have attacked someone who probably could have like helped us, and weren't necessarily our like full-on enemies, especially Goro.
Well, the funniest thing is everyone knows, like, the funniest thing about D&D, which I absolutely love, is you, like, when you create your character, you can have a character flaw, and I was like, I need to have a character flaw. And then as soon as I said to Jess, I know he's just pushing my buttons all the freaking time. So I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what D&D is about, because all of us have our flaws in real life anyway. So it's really funny, like, with my character's background with being royal, kind of, and, like, the whole honor amongst, like, warriors. If you're going to diss me, like, to my face, or say anything that might obscure my friends, unfortunately, my character flaw is I cannot walk away. So it's basically I am Vegeta from Dragon Ball. I will punch you in the face. So my character's kind of evolving into Vegeta right now. So if you talk trash, unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to punch you as hard as possible.
Yeah, like I don't think that these guys would have attacked us if Goro hadn't, gone. Although maybe Hava would have anyway, but Goro's got to go pick those fights, because that's who that's who he is.
Well, yeah, I think that's the funniest thing though as well about the whole thing. I knew it was a fake king, and guess what? It was a freaking fake
that was
king.
Pretty
So,
good.
Enough
like
said.
I didn't necessarily I wasn't actually sure if you were right about that. Like when you were saying, "Oh, he's a fake king," but like when we found that out, we're like, "Oh, you're right!" Like,
yeah. Like, well, the funniest thing is like going through like some of because I know the king quite well, and like not giving too much away. Like Jess and we had our conversations about him. So as soon as he starts acting like this, I was like, "That's not the man. This is a Theoden." And I just was like, "I don't want to tell you what he actually acts like, but at the same time, screw you, Jess, for ruining my life, because I know what I need to do." And I almost died. So,
yeah. No, it was good. It was well character played. It was
yeah.
I let him live.
Yeah.
I let him live. I showed mercy. I showed him mercy.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see if he survives, because we did hear in the background as we were leaving. We did hear some maybe some mud monsters or something possibly as we were leaving.
Yeah. My only crit, and it was to hear something and not punch something.
So if he runs into the same mud creatures that we did in that pregame, we'll see. I mean, he seems to have a pretty high AC, but yeah, we'll see if we see.
We were okay.
We'll see if we see him again. Yeah,
against the mud. Yeah, against the mud creatures, we were fine. I nearly lost my hand.
It's true.
Other than that,
I mean, that tiger was pretty vicious. I mean, the crabs were fine, but
yeah.
And if there's a bunch of those tigers,
yeah.
Oh yeah, the tiger. I nearly lost my hand to the tiger, but that's they grow back, right?
I think so. I think they grow back. I think we should just get
maybe if you're the lizard,
hand, like that.
Maybe if you're the lizard, but I don't know. Get a Luke Skywalker hand.
I already want to. I really, really want to. Yeah, that's it. I was like, Goro, if he gets his arm ripped off at some point, the nicest way possible is like, Jess, you're a beautiful, amazing GM. Can I please get a Winter Soldier steampunk kind of arm?
Dude, that would be awesome.
Like, I want that. Because the funniest thing is this world is all really like animal and like we're going into something different. Hey, you never know. We might have a crazy thing where we have blimps and we have like rifles possibly or like muskets and whatever in the not too distant future. You never know. That's not a spoil, guys, because that is definitely not happened at all yet. But I know like how fun that can be as well, like bending what would be really interesting for storytelling.
Although who knows? I mean, Jesse still hasn't even introduced glass as a canon in this universe, so
yeah, that's true actually. Yeah,
which like medieval times they've already invented glass at that time, so you know it's a pretty
not Jess's thing. Glass is way too advanced. Yeah.
Too advanced.
Wheel.
yeah, we don't actually have wheels. We actually had horses and the wheels were square, guys. That's why they were so knackered.
But I was gonna say,
one point it was just because that square wheel.
I was gonna say, Lee, you got to be careful what you say about ripping arms off because Jesse is listening to this, so he may decide that's a good idea.
Dude, that'd be badass. Like, come on, seriously. Like, who doesn't want to see like a giant turtle just fight and then basically like a Thanos kind of character who just basically insults him. He goes to punch him and he basically goes, I'll take this, and just rip his arm off. Like, for the viewers, that would be amazing. For me, I'd be like, God damn, that's really powerful. I'm not going to do that ever again. But you insulted me. So I feel like we might hilariously have a Black Knight situation. Just be like, it's just a flesh wound and just something random. But, yeah, it's just a scratch, I swear. But it is kind of fun because like with D&D, you do have your horrific monsters and we've only come across a few little baby things which seem to be quite powerful. So I'm so glad we haven't come across anything like hydras, dragons, and demons and whatever craziness that happens in D&D. So thank you, merciful DM who's editing.
Don't give him ideas. Like, stop with the ideas.
Maybe it's just because he hasn't realized he could.
Yeah, it's true. I know, man. I want not a Demogorgon from Stranger Things. It's more the fact I want to go against a Medusa-like character, rip her head off, and then just have it in a bag. So if anyone like mocks me, turn to stone. Enough done. That's it. We're done. We can leave. We don't need to fight a big thing. Just look into this woman's eyes. That's all I would want.
Petrifying.
It would be. Oh, mate, it'd be so cool. And they would exist because they're part reptilian. So come on,
yes, it's true.
Where's our Gorgons at? That's what we want now.
All right. So what did you guys think about Uber's werebeaver state?
Insane.
Epic.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
That totally threw me off too. When that happened, I was just like, what's happening?
The scariest thing is just how Jess goes, this is just one level. There's another level. I was like, okay, he's already powerful and there's another powerful level? I just was like, great. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm just glad he's on our side.
Yeah, 100%.
The savage thing. I just imagine his teeth like going like really far, like just extending, and his fur just like kind of poofing up, and like him becoming this like long claws and like crazy eyes, like this.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of, was it Michael Jackson's Thriller or American Werewolf in London? Like, you just have that kind of transformation, but it's a beaver and not a wolf.
Yes,
that's even
one
weirder.
side of his head mutates larger than the other half, so it's like just a background.
Yeah. Man. Fan art. That's what we always keep pushing, isn't it? Let's do fan art of
Uber.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Uber werebeaver. Campaign poster. That's what we need.
I thought it was funny because like we were like saying, oh, how intelligent is he? Do we need to like guide him back to the car? Yeah, no, he's way less smarter. He's tougher, but he's dumber.
I think it's just the fact that he's like, I think they're all dead. I think we can move on. Like, it's just like, what? Like, that's just a throwaway casual line, which we were like, holy crap, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I thought of something else that I thought was kind of interesting was that in this episode was like Leaf has always been kind of this like sneaky, like stealing stuff out of your pockets and stuff, but this was like Leaf was kind of like acting more like assassin at this point, and he was like knife to the throat, like he definitely wanted to use his knife, but I was like, is he leaning more towards the assassin rogue, or is he gonna stick with the Thief.
Leaf still remembers that time he got killed by a mud geezer, and well, at least knocked out by a mud geezer, and like therefore, he was like, I should have slit her throat, and so now he's like, whenever he gets a chance and he feels in danger, he's like, go for the throat, like. But yeah,
I know. I was surprised you didn't slice the throat, but I was like, okay. at least we got her now.
yeah. So, so Squirrel, I think Leaf as well though is still trying to figure out the whole. Okay, if I'm in combat, do I just go in close range? Like he doesn't have any ranged combat at the moment anyway, right. So the only thing he can do is get close. So, and then it's all about that stealth, like I get bonus damage if I attack stealthily. But yeah, it's like, when do I give my position away? When don't I? And yeah. But
yeah, and obviously you lost it right at the beginning. So you're like, better go in.
Yeah.
Swing in.
I'm not sure they saw me. No, they definitely saw me.
Yeah.
Everybody in the whole forest heard me, let alone saw me. So yeah.
Right. And that squirrel's death curse also was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
But I'm really loving the special effects that you're putting in, Lee.
Yeah,
it's just epic.
I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. It's a bit of fun. Like I think like playing D&D, like when you're playing it with all your mates and whatever, you can like visualize it. So like having the sound effects and some other fun stuff, it like gives you that kind of like, yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
I do have like a sticky note of things that like I, as the audience member, I wanted to say, and just one of the main ones is just more and more cinematic. That's all I wrote on one of them. So I absolutely adore it. Even like the dog barks.
Well, it's just like kind of like making it not sound too crazy, but like the funniest thing is now where we are, without spoiling anything, to where we are gonna be in the next episode. It's cranked up to like 27 because of Jess being awesome. So we are gonna have those moments of like, all right, then I think it's time to make it kind of feel like a Mortal Kombat fight, or like, something really epic, like, something in Lord of the Rings, like that kind of amazingness, but finding the right tone of everything. So like I found like the right fight music now. So we've got a recurring theme that lasts forever. That's good. I don't have to keep going to like the same ones where you're like, oh, that's a really cool song. It's played 27 times already over the last 30 minutes. That's kind of frustrating, but it's just trying to find like the right tone for like what we want as like a generic thing, because we don't want it to take away from the show, because we want the show to be the driving force, but like to have like your hero stands heroically over a corpse, epic, let's just drop in an Inception noise here for some historic thing. It's like, and he's dead, that'd be cool, but you don't want to do it all the time. So it's like, he kills a thug, that's cool. And he just killed a boss by doing this and this. We need something like heroic and awesome. So it's going to be fun, especially with what we're probably coming up to next in the next episode. There's going to be some fun stuff. Yeah, I remember some of that sessions. I believe we do yell at Jess a lot as well. I think I swear it again at one point, so it's all good.
If we're not yelling at Jess, then there's probably something wrong with us. So.
It's true. But I also think it's funny because it's like that's how D&D is when you're first beginning. It's like you want to be respectful and whatever, but it's all in banter. That's the funniest thing about it for like all of us. It's like it's all in jest against Jess, but he knows like we're going to try and do the most craziest things ever. And
we don't mean it.
Well, the funniest thing is I did tell him, I think I told you this story, guys. I don't know. I used to play D&D ages ago. And I basically wanted to be Aquaman, but a druid. And so what it eventually became was every fight that I did, I basically summoned sharks from the sky. And if it didn't land on the guy, they would probably flap around a bit, because sharks don't live in the sky or the ocean or land normally. It's normally in the ocean. So at one point, I think I summoned like 10 sharks. And then we eventually killed the thing. And then they said, what do you want to do? And I was like, cool, I'm going to like kill all these sharks. And they're like, why? And I was like, because we've just got enough food for like, 2 years. Like, we're good. And I immediately after that session, I was banned to summon creatures. So I just had to figure out a really fun way of like breaking our DM and GM at some point. But it's really fun, like to kind of find a rule and loophole. So there's a few I think coming up in the next couple of episodes where we're just like, well, that's not possible. If you did this, this, and this, that allows us for this, then, right? And I could definitely say I will point hilariously at Sam here and go, "Good job, bro. Good job," because there is some fun stuff coming, like some really fun stuff.
I just thought it was also funny because we're all down there fighting, and in this like battle, PJ is just like watching us. Like he decides not to join in this fight, which I thought was kind of interesting, after his like, he killed this guy or whatever, and now he's like, I think I'm gonna sit this fight out. just watch.
Yeah, it's interesting where his character seems to have gone, because he's like, even after the whole thing, like I really like the ending of the episode where I was like, I'm going to put some emotional music here, just because the fact is the character has changed. And I think that's one thing which we can all say is over the last couple of episodes we've seen PJ, when he took someone's life, he didn't expect the outcome. Like he wanted to adventure, he wanted to go down this path of amazingness, but actually probably didn't understand what the consequences of that was probably going to be. And with that reality, so hopefully, Keith, you're okay with that. But like, I know he murdered mud monsters without hesitation. Jess is now playing with his emotions.
But then also these mud monsters seemed to be a lot more like monstery rather than like full on sentient, I mean, they seem to have some sort of sentience, but their own language, but either way, they were not actual like flesh and blood, so there was a level of detachment from that kind of thing.
Didn't you get all huggy with them?
So it would be interesting. He did. Yeah, he tried to make love to him, I think, at one point.
Mud crabs.
Yeah, it's mud crabs. Mud lovers. I love them. It's good. It's good. It's really interesting because it's like really cool to see where all our characters have gone and where the possibilities are, especially with D&D because it's endless. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Like we all separated, and it was kind of cool to have everyone had their unique moment in this, whether it would be Sam rolling a 1, Hava freaking out, me showing mercy, PJ just contemplating life. We all had like key moments in the episode, which is credit to Jess, because that's kind of fun when you like you want to try and keep everyone involved but also give the character a little bit of a limelight as well,
which was really cool. I also kind of liked his like the conversation with Craig afterwards, and just like, what am I doing here? And I'm totally done with these guys. Like, like he's just like totally indifferent about this. And then all the other family just like sitting up there playing poker while this fight is going on.
Exactly. I want us to get a wagon at some point, and Seabiscuit will be our guy.
Yeah.
Like I am fine with that.
But Craig is like, I'm
so
out.
down with
I'm
that.
totally out. I feel like.
Oh, it's fine. I'm probably gonna murder Craig. Like I can't stand him.
I feel like Craig went on to like better things. He was like, I'm going to go study and become a lawyer or something like this.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, we don't know what horses are kind of in this well-being, because we know pigs are
therapists.
What were pigs again? I think the psychiatrist, right?
Therapists.
Yeah. So maybe we can figure out what horses might be, other than like roided up like wagon pullers. I don't know.
Like these major spoilers of like, ooh, there may or may not be a new. Maybe one more person.
Well, was there any regrets? Any things you guys would have redone in this episode?
Not rolled
given a little bit of. Yeah. Well, if you hadn't rolled a 1, what would Leaf have done?
Good question. Not been seen.
Yeah.
Like managed to pull off maybe even an assassination. I don't know. Probably not, but he would have jumped out at some point and maybe got a surprise attack in there. But that was his hope, was to like pull off his first sneak attack. Wasn't to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at least not yet. So
yeah.
I feel like me, although I was playing to Hava's character, I would have wanted to have got more info from the hand of the from the squirrel. Like, even though Hava just went in there and this was actually her first kill, right? She actually, I think, got a kill before Goro did, which was kind of interesting. But
100% true.
Goro trained her well. Strike and strike first, ask questions later. But like me as Vita, I was like, man, I wish I would have gotten some more answers from her, because she seemed to be kind of like this vital like link to the king, and I feel like we possibly could have gotten more information from her had we not all been playing so well to our character flaws. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really funny because now you're all outlaws. Like, that's the funniest thing. Like, looking back on it, I'm just like, we might have not wanted to kill the thing. But then again, also the fact is, it's like, now you're all wanted like me. Awesome. This is going to be great. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Things are going to come and try and kill me and probably you guys. That's going to be great, you know. But they technically don't know if that hand's dead or not. We don't know. So that's how funny it is. Only we know. We've killed. I think we knew
this. I think this actually was a thing in this episode. The hand died.
Yeah. But it was like no one else knows other than us. Right. So it's kind of funny. It's like we've murdered the hand. True. PJ knows. I don't think his family know because they didn't really watch it. But the fact is, just like we committed murder of a set that like the hand of the king. Which and now this lizard thing,
like our only witness is like pretty mortally injured and doesn't seem like he's going very far. Especially,
well, he doesn't know if he killed him or not. He's fighting for his own life. She might have got away and just left him, so he doesn't even know.
Murder's kind of a strong word as well. I mean, self-defense.
Well, we did attack before she did, but
she Palpatined her own people.
She did,
and then she Palpatined you guys. So she is not innocent. She is a horrible individual. That squirrel. You know.
He was.
I don't know how she sleeps well at night. I didn't know how she could.
Now.
No, she doesn't. No. Beforehand.
Or she's sleeping really well at night, depending on how you look at it. So, yeah.
Now she is, depending on how you look at it. Always the optimist.
But murder is a strong word for what we did. I think it was more like a mercy killing. Like we just helped release her last breath.
Yeah, after like taking most of it out of her.
It basically went from like, we're going to interrogate you, to then basically go, so, where is the clown on a unicycle? And then coming out of the bushes going, would you like to play a game? Because you basically sawed her. You basically interrogated her by cutting parts of her body off. And I'm just sitting here going like, I'm just having a one-on-one Mortal Kombat fight. And you guys are literally like, I just cut off her hand. She's now got a T-Rex for a hand. She's now trying to survive. You're cutting out her tongue. Like I'm like,
there's other ways of interrogating people.
Yeah, I would have just thrown her out a rock because, like, how Jess described her, how small she was, I would have been like, mate, I would have just gone for her. But I'd forget, like, your character cannot do all the cool things. So it was like, I ran and caught up with the guy and I Superman punched him. And he's like, yeah, he just took a punch. And I was like, man, if I saw that in real life, a 7-foot guy running who's a turtle, kind of like Raphael, who then turns around and punches a guy, that would really, really hurt anyone else who's not an amphibian who's like the size of me or the Rock, should we say. But it's like, yeah, that would actually, he would just basically be like punching a brick wall. That makes sense. He didn't do that much damage. But if it was anything more squishy, but it was great. It was a fun episode.
Yeah. Any last thoughts before we close up?
Keep listening. It gets exciting. Like, this is just the jumping on point of seeing how crazy Havoc can be, how interesting like Jess is as a GM, like not spoiling anything too much, but like the story gets even more exciting and very interesting at points as well, which is really cool, which is I'm excited about editing eventually when I get the chance to get it.
And if you keep listening, you'll probably get to hear Luke at some point not being an observer.
Yeah.
True. Spoilers, it might be the next episode, guys. Just saying is all.
Spoilers, hint, maybe. But probably.
Hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Probably, yeah, maybe.
Exactly. All right.
There may or may not be another episode to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're done now, guys. We're quitting on a high. That's it.
All right. So
We murdered a squirrel. Mic drop.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining us for tea time and hear a little bit of our thoughts of the episode, a little bit about our lives, and thanks. Yeah. So thanks so much for listening. Go ahead and if you want more notifications about when we post, you could check out our Instagram. We post when we have new episodes coming out on our Instagram at Rolling Across the Pond, and check out our website rollingacrossthepond.com, where you can also listen to the episodes or access the links to the podcast services that you use, as well as you can go there and send us a voice message or leave any email, send us a fan art from you can access from our website as well. And if you have any questions, we might be able to answer those in a future tea time. So if you want to support us, you can access our Patreon on our website as well. If you want to give us a few bucks, that'll help us keep making great content. And lastly, just tell your friends. We want more people to listen to this and discover the crazy fun adventures that you can have in Dungeons and Dragons in this fun format that Jesse has created for us. So thanks for listening, guys. Bye.